It's now time for us to talk about the PDP. As you remember, we told you earlier on the show that there are lot of issues surrounding the People's Democratic Party. These days, so many things are happening. But this time around, we saw the suspension of two state governors. Governor Rotimi Amaechi was the first, and that of Sokoto, Governor Wamakko, came afterwards, and a lot of reactions have trailed the suspension of these two governors. Well, joining me from our Abuja studio is the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Olisa Metuh. Thank you for joining us on the program, Chief Metuh. Let me ask you first and foremost. We hear this news of Mr. Rotimi Amaechi being suspended just after we try to assimilate what is happening in the PDP. We hear again that the governor of Sokoto State is also suspended. Is it any kind of witch hunting against your governors, Mr. Metuh?
Thank you very much, Shim. First, let me make it clear that as part of our effort to be very media friendly, when you called me and told me about this program, I did not ask you on what topic, and I didn't bother discussing it with you. Why I'm saying this is that to talk on issues that have to do with two governors as if holistically is all the issues that have to do with PDP is like bringing it down to a different level. So first, I don't think there is any crisis in the PDP. We have challenges. No party is perfect. No association is perfect. No company is perfect. Some decisions leaders or some members of the party might not agree with. But we have our own internal mechanism where we resolve all these issues. And it's not really a problem. You see, sometime in 2001, there was an issue of PDP going to implode. Crisis in PDP, this in PDP happened. By 2005, we had the same problem. When the former president was ill, we had the same problem. Each time they speculate that PDP has a huge problem. There's a big storm, there's a great storm, and I want to tell you that just like the eagle, you know, when there's a storm, other birds will hide away and keep calm. The eagle will spread his wings and mount on top of it and get to a different height that they didn't know they will attain. The PDP will definitely, with all these challenges, we're going to grow, we're going to fly higher, and we're going to be stronger. It will not affect the PDP. We are united in serving the people of this country. We are focused on solving the problems, and we cater for all national interests. We are not divisive. So as united as we are, and in line with the vision of the founding fathers, we will get over all the problems. Specifically, on the issue of Governor Rotimi Amaechi, I will say that His Excellency Governor Rotimi Amaechi's case, I read, is in court, so it's sub judice. So permit me to refrain from discussing the issues that have to do with His Excellency the Governor of Rivers. On the question of the Governor of Sokoto State, His Excellency Governor Wamakko, there was no relationship between what happened to Amaechi and what happened in Governor Wamakko's case. Governor Wamakko's case, we had been handling before the issue of Rivers came up. What actually happened was that there was a disturbing news that we got in the papers, and the national chairman decided to speak with the governor of Sokoto. He tried to speak with him and ascertain the problems and the issues therein. He couldn't get in touch with him, so he wrote to him to explain. Unfortunately, the governor, for some reason or the other, did not reply. He got the state secretary of the party to reply the national chairman. At the National Working Committee level, we felt it was a bit improper, and we wrote to the governor we kindly requested him to come and meet with the National Working Committee to explain all the circumstances. We didn't get him, The second time we wrote to him again, he didn't come, and we had to take that decision. But suffice it to say that since we took that decision, we are not unmindful of the feelings of some leaders of our people, but I want to promise that the National Working Committee, being responsible and responsive and aligned with the dictates of our Constitution, the provisions of our Constitution, will handle this matter very well. There is no problem in PDP. There is no crisis. We have challenges with the administration of the party because our national chairman is focused on a discipline. But like he says every time, the discipline has to be based on equity and fairness. So at the end of the day, we will be just, and the provisions of the Constitution will prevail overall.
Okay, of course, Chief Metuh, you know, when we talk about the situation in PDP, we need to just pick it right from somewhere, and that's why I'm starting with the situation of the suspension of the governors of Sokoto and that of Rivers State, which is probably one of the most popular of all the situation that we are going to be looking at on the program tonight. But the fact remains that you talk about equity and fairness in all of this situation. Some people will want to ask that, don't you think that for the caliber of the person of the governor of Sokoto State and knowing his followership in the party, shouldn't he be given kind of a fair hearing before you slam him with some form of suspension? Same with Governor Amaechi.
Thank you very much. There are two different things. We are not challenging the fact that the governor of Sokoto State is performing in Sokoto, that he's doing very well in governance. We are proud of it, and that's why we gave him a ticket. We are not disturbed, and we're not querying the question of his having large followership or the people of Sokoto supporting him. We are happy with that. It's the same with most of our governors in all the states. They have the support of the people. So we are proud of it. But the governor himself is mindful of the fact that we provided the enabling environment for him to thrive and for him to showcase his potentials to the people of Sokoto State. He's a product of the party gave him. So we have rules, and we expect our leaders to play according to the rules. I know that the same way the people that are in charge of administration of the party are expected to be very fair. But what I can say is that this issue has generated a lot of controversy, and it is not good to run the administration of the party on the pages of the newspaper or in media. It is not a media campaign. It is not a question of who is right and who is wrong, because we are one big family. The governor of Sokoto State is an important member of our party. He's a very senior member of the party. He's a super delegate. He's a governor, and one that is doing very well. And the PDP is a good party. So as a responsible organization, we will not wash our dirty hands in public. Whatever issues that we have, we'll resolve it internally. We have a mechanism to handle it.
Okay, Chief Metuh, a lot of people are not happy with, certainly with some of the situation that are happening within the party. One of it is the situation in Rivers State. Let me bring a member of the PDP in Rivers State who is joining me on the program to just tell you what exactly is happening in that particular state. Maybe you can react to some of this situation. I have Mr. Emeka Beke. Thank you for joining us. There are a lot of reactions. You heard what the National Publicity Secretary of the party has said about the situation in the party. What are the grievances of the people of Rivers State, or what is the situation of things in Rivers State PDP at the moment?
Good evening, my viewers. First and foremost, I have to say, like you said earlier on, we don't need to wash our dirty linen in the media. But where you have a performing governor, someone like Right Honorable Chibuike Amaechi, a governor of Rivers who have done very well in the face of democracy, and we saw just a day they just published on that the governor was suspended from the party. It doesn't really tell well for the party, and members. Amaechi has the support of the party in the state.
You mean even the fact that a faction, I mean, the leader of the party, the former chairman of the party who belongs to a faction was even removed? You mean the support is...
yes, the governor has the total support of the party.
Even with that situation?
Yes, very, very strong. The 23 local government...
even with the fact that yes. there are talks that there's an impeachment move over him?
There is no way you can impeach the governor of Rivers State. There is no way you can impeach him. They have only 5 members of the assembly who are not supporting the government. The rest of the 7 members are with the governor of the state. There's no way you can impeach a governor that has performed very, very well in the face of democracy. What they just did was that some certain people that is up there in Abuja decided to cause trouble in Rivers State. And I tell you, if you allow the governor to run an election tomorrow in Rivers, he will still win any candidate in the party because he's popular.
Okay, let me allow Chief Metuh to come in on this. Chief Metuh, he just said something very, very striking now. He said that the people in Abuja, talking about the executives in Abuja, are causing trouble with the situation in Rivers State, which at the moment, it doesn't seem like anything that is going to douse any moment soon.